Welcome to Weber Math. I'm Nicholas Weber. Today we're going to be talking about two important logical formulas, or, and. These formulas are excellent, especially if you nest them inside an if statement, which you can find more about here at this video where I talk about the if formula. Now, how does and or work? Well, they don't have a set number of parameters. They need to have at least one logical test, but you can put in as many as you like. So for example, you could put in 5 greater than 3, comma, 4 equals 4, comma, 8 is not 9, and so forth. All of those in that example, of course, would return true. Now, how does or work? Or takes a look at all those logical tests that you've put into the formula, and it will return true if even one of them is true. So you'll want to use or in the case that you want one parameter met, but you don't necessarily care if more than one parameter is met. And on the other hand is the opposite. It takes a look at all of those logical tests that you've put in, and if even one of them is false, and will return false. So you'll want to use and in the case that you want all the parameters to be met. Again, this is somewhat abstract, just talking about it, but let's take a look at a spreadsheet and it will become very clear to you. Okay, let's see and or in action. So here is something that you may see sometime in your business. You might have a group of employees and you need to figure out if they're getting a bonus or not. So here we've got a sales team. You've seen these guys before with their sales figures, whether they got positive or negative customer reviews, and if they got their quarterly report in. Now this quarter, in the first quarter, the company is doing great and we want to give everyone who meets one of the expectations a bonus. So we want to see if they're over the threshold, or if they have positive customer reviews, or if they have their quarterly report in. And since we only care about one of them being true, and then we'll give them a bonus, we'll want to use the OR formula. So again, with the OR formula, you're testing a bunch of logical tests, and then if any of them is true, then the whole formula will return true. So our first test is, are they over the sales expectation? So we want to look in B2, are they greater than or equal to our sales expectation, which happens to be in F11. And we want to make that an absolute reference, again, because once we start applying this formula to our whole sales team, we don't want where it's referring to shift. So then we want to see if in C2, does that equal positive? And if it does, it'll return true. And we also want to know in D2, is that equal to yes? And indeed, Gandalf has both met the sales expectation and gotten positive customer reviews. Again, we're using OR, so if one of them, this returned false, but again, as long as one of them is true, they're all true. Or the whole thing returns true, I should say. So let's apply that to the rest of our sales team, and as you can see, it's worked just fine. Here Legolas is below the sales figure. He's got negative customer reviews, doesn't have his report in, so he doesn't get a bonus. Same with Boromir. Let's go to a different scenario. Here in the second quarter, we're not doing as well, and only those who meet all expectations get a bonus. So here we can go ahead and just copy the formula from the first page, except we want to make this an AND formula. Again, we're concerned about the whole thing, every single one of these being true. Then they'll get a bonus. So here as we see, Gandalf might have positive customer reviews, but he doesn't have the sales and he doesn't have his report in. And then when we apply it to this team in this much more strict bonus structure, we'll see that only one of them actually gets a bonus. That's Legolas. He's over the sales expectation, he's gotten positive customer reviews, and he has his quarterly report in. So he's the only one that gets a bonus. Thanks so much for watching. For more about Excel, VBA, myself, or just to see more information about being an aspiring actuary, take a look at my website, www.webermath.com. Take care.